Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack Productions. Today I bank our once again by Trevor and Fluff.
Hello.
What's up, beautiful people?
And today we're going over the multicolored cards that were released yesterday. Some interesting cards we got, and I'm kind of excited to go over this. So like always, buttons, comments, you know what to do. Just go down there, do something. Alright, we're going to start off with Hirudegarn, which is a very interesting card because this one actually was created by Andrew, which was the world champion, whatever that event was. So, and I know Fluff's pretty excited because you play Hirudegarn as well. I don't remember if Trevor ever touched Hirudegarn or not.
I did not. It was something I was always interested in, and I meant to plug Fluff's brain about it, but then a new set dropped and it left my brain.
So to kind of go over the card, we got Energy Exhaust, Deflect, Unique, Auto. When this card attacks, choose one. Your opponent places one card from their hand on top of their deck. If your leader card is blue, Phantom Demon, play up to one blue or green Hirudegarn with an energy cost of 6, 7, or 9 from your hand. Activate main, choose one of your battle cards, KO it. Add the top card of your deck to your energy and rest mode. Activate battle for 2 blue, 1 colorless. If there are 2 or more blue and or green cards in your battle area and or combo area, play this card from your hand. So it kind of reduces it from 8 to 3.
I like this card a lot. It slots really well in with the blue Hirudegarn archetype, but it's going to be a bit of a stretch to try to figure out how to slot this in with the green archetype, just because you have to create room for blue energy, whether that be multicolored cards. And to my knowledge, there doesn't exist a blue-green multicolor that ignores energy exhaust outside of the original, what is it, Android 17?
Vector of Wildlife, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how that's going to work. This card is excellently designed. It's got 2 massive effects. I think placing a card from hand to the top of the deck is better than making your opponent discard it. And then being able to go on ahead and play the 6, 7, or 9 gives access to the blue archetype, gives them access to the 7 drop and the 9 drop from the green archetype.
Yeah, and I guess more importantly, with that activate main allowing you to pop that 6 or 7 or 9, I believe once one of those are KO'd or removed by a skill, you get to replace it with another Hirudegarn. So you basically get a free ramp and effects of the 6, 7, or 9, and then however they are replaced by the replacement card.
Yep.
Seems very, very well designed. A lot of people seem to think this card is broken, but I think it really fits into the power level of the set because everything looks really good so far.
Definitely going to be doing some testing with this guy.
Going to our next card, we got SS4 Gogeta. As someone who just recently played the SS4 Bardock deck, this is pretty cool. Energy Exhaust, Deflect, Double Strike, Auto. When this card is played, your opponent sends one card from their hand to their warp. Then choose with 2 of your opponent's battle cards and they get minus 30,000 power for the turn. Activate main, limit 1 for 3 energy if your leader card is red or black sand. And there are 3 or more red or black sand cards in your energy and or battle area. Play this card from your hand, add up to one of your leaders. One of your leaders gets plus 5,000 power until the start of your next main phase. There we go. Sheesh. This can also be played in Gogeta.
Yeah. This card is absolutely wild to me. This card does so much for the archetype that it's made for. It's a nice big body, it's hand control, it's field control. It's a faux Sensu Bean on top of the leader without having to expend a Sensu Bean. This card just does absolutely so much. I've seen a lot of people complaining about the power level of this card, but that archetype really needs something to keep it up to date with what's going on in the current meta. And I really think this is exactly the card that they needed to do that.
Yeah, and I think it's really neat how much you can fit this in because it's both red or black Saiyan. So this can fit in Black Mass Saiyan later. It can fit in Dark Broly really easily. I think that this card's going to see a lot of play across a variety of decks.
Yeah. Going into our next card, we got Android 18. Energy Exhaust, critical, arrival, blue-green for blue, green, and whatever. Permanent, if your leader card is blue Android card, Negate this card's energy exhaust skill in all areas. Auto. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and up to one card in your opponent's hand. Place them at the bottom of their deck in any order. Activate main, limit 1. Discard this card from your hand. Look up to 5 cards from top of your deck. Add up to 1 blue android card with energy cost of 5 or less among them to your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. For those who are not familiar, this is 21 for me. Totally playing this in 21. You can also play it in Gamma if you wanted to, or any other, obviously, Android deck. But the fact that it specifies 5 or less just works for 21.
I saw someone on the Facebook group comparing this card to the new SS4 Gogeta card and how this card, quote unquote, did so little by comparison to the Gogeta card, but was actually harder to play. But it really does so much more in a different way than the Gogeta card does. Like, it's got energy exhaust. It's got that activate main where you can discard it from your hand to get a search in. It has applicable effects on the field. It's a 25,000 crit. Like, if you play this, if you slot this in an Android 16, you're not minusing a card from your hand for the arrival effect. You just, combo with your leader effect and then play this girl out. Like, I think this card is excellently designed as well, and I don't feel like this card has been shortchanged in any type of way. I don't know that this is exactly what androids need to be meta contentive right now, but like you said, it does slot very well into that Gamma archetype, so it's just going to make Gamma even better moving forward.
Yeah, and
for sure, that activate main, like Bancroft said, that's just a bad omen searcher. So this is pretty good. I mean, if it didn't have that activate main, I think it'd be a little pricey to take up deck slots. But with that activate main giving you that versatility, I think it's a great card.
And as a reminder for those who don't play 21 as much, just charging this card, and then when you activate Super 17's effect, you're playing this card with 2 other androids. So you're getting the auto on that potential thing. So I'm excited. Moving over to Cooler. Energy Exhaust, permanent. If you have a red or blue Frieza Clan card in play, you negate this card's energy exhaust in all areas. Auto, 1 red or blue. When your opponent places a card from their deck into their drop, play this card from your hand. When this card attacks, use to one of your opponent's battle cards. It gets minus 15,000 power for the turn. Very interesting. I haven't had a chance to truly mess with Cooler a lot. I do like what this card can do. Don't think it's a 4 of in a deck, but for sure you're going to be able to play this card for 1 energy at some point in the game very easily, and just swing with it, cause your opponent to mill another card.
I could absolutely see this card replacing the Mecha Frieza that Cooler slots in as their free energy exhaust, just because it's got kind of the dual purpose. It's a good charge. It's easy to play this card. It does exactly what the archetype wants it to do. I don't think this card is bad. I don't have a ton to say about this card just because it fits in so perfectly to what Cooler already does. I don't know that it replaces any of the current Cooler pieces in the archetype, but it is going to probably replace that Mecha Frieza.
Yeah, I think that it's definitely replacing that Mecha Frieza. The auto, I think this is the first time we've seen it where when your opponent places a card from their deck and their drop, you play it. Whereas like most other cards in the archetype right now are all arrival. So I think that's really neat and just adds to the flavor theme of the deck.
And if I'm reading that correctly, if your opponent activates Burst, you'll be able to play this guy.
Yes.
So, I could see this getting slotted into other decks for that purpose alone. If Burst becomes a really relevant mechanic back in the format again, I could see this card being used as a tech piece.
And going to our last card that was revealed, we got Bardock. Energy Exhaust crit. Permanent, if you have 2 or more Bardock Screw cards in play, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1, make it initially just say 1 blue, 1 yellow. Auto, when this card is played from your hand, draw 1 card and choose to one of your opponent's battle cards. In rest mode, place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. 2 energy for a 20k crit isn't really bad with the additional effect of drawing a card and then bottom decking a card in rest mode. I assume there might be an easier way to pull this card out, but for 2 energy, that's not bad.
I believe we did see something, and just kind of giving you a time frame as to when we recorded this video. I think there is going to be a way to play this guy out for cheap or free with the new Bardock's Crew stuff. So I do see this card as probably being playable, even though like when you on reading the card, it feels a little mid. Just having to invest two different colored energy into him, although drawing a card and bottom decking a card isn't bad by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I'm kind of with both of you on it. Right now, it's not screaming great to me, but the fact that it's blue-yellow allows, maybe mixing the old Bardock's Crew with the new Bardock's Crew, stuff that's coming out this set and the previous blue Bardock. So I think it'll help that, kind of like the blue-green Harudagar and possibility of mixing those. So I'll be interested to see actual master deck builders see what they can do with it.
And with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. These were yesterday's reveals. I'm super excited for all of these. And keep in mind, like I said, there's buttons and stuff. Put them in the comments. We'll respond. Let us know how we're doing and how you're doing. Fluff, would you lead us out?
Absolutely. Loving the multicolor stuff that they released. Overall, gets an A+ from me. As always, read your cards, know your plays. Let us make the mistakes so that you don't have to, and fluff out.